Hey, Shalia. Oh boy, 2 whole people. 2 whole people. Woo, 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 woo. That's okay, honey. It's Christmas Eve. Everybody has stuff to do. It's totally fine. I think it would be safe today and tomorrow to probably not do the Google meeting after, and that's okay.
That looks huge, Michael. What's up? What is it called?
Hi, Grandma.
What's it called? What's what called?
Guys.
The taco. Oh,
All right, guys, we're going to give everybody a few more minutes to get here, and then we're going to read a story. I like the stories. I wonder if I can edit. What do I do right now? What does that do? Oh, I can do it now. So now I don't have to do it at the end. I like it. Well, Mom, I'm really glad that you can make it to story time. I appreciate that. Where can I actually go? I did it and now I messed it up. Boo. All right, let's try going this place. And then we're going to try going here. All right, well, that'll work, I guess. No, because now where is my live feed? Did I turn it off? Really? This will make me sad. Edit. Public. Man. All right, let's try that for right now. Okay, now it's back. Well, the feed was still live, Mom, but the chat died because of the setting that I put in there. So, learning technology as we go. We've only got one person today. Somebody had to leave. It is Christmas Eve, though, so I suppose that's why. But that's okay. We got 2 people again. That's exciting. Astra, text your friends.
Okay.
Tell them it's the Polar Express. Oh, I just ruined it for the video. Pooh.
Oops.
Oh well. Well, you guys are going to find out sooner or later. So for those of you here. So you have your hot chocolate, right? Because it's going to be hot, hot, hot. Ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. At least I can feel my face today, so I can, talk and stuff. It feels so lonely today.
Can I post it on my Instagram?
Sure.
One.
Yay, Jeff is here. Hello, Jeff. Oh, you're here for not but long. Okay, Shalia. We're going to get started in like 2 more minutes, and hopefully it's still long enough for you to watch it. See, yay. Okay, so we jumped from 1 to 5 in like 30 seconds. So, see, that's why I try and give it a little bit of time. Or 4, people jump in and jump out. I am a little bit jealous, though, of my whole family eating tacos and burritos and stuff while I gotta wait and read the story. I will say, though, that my son who fixed our tacos out tacos Taco Bell faux show. What'd you call that? Quesarito?
Mhm.
Yeah, he just made a quesarito. Banging. It was awesome. One more minute. Oh, yay, Shalia. Is your grandpa gonna listen in? Or whoever else is with you? That'll make it more exciting. Even if like it only says 4 or 5 people, but then there's like 10 people behind you, I'll take it. Okay, well, that's something. I'll take it. Hello, Shalia's cousin. So, Shalia and Jeff, have you guys seen the Polar Express?
I bet. I'm gonna eat half of that in a little bit. Have as much as you want. I'm not gonna touch it.
All right, guys, it is 7:10, so we're going to go ahead and get started so we aren't here all night. But today we're going to read The Polar Express, which is what the movie was based off of by Chris Van Allsburg. And there's a cool wolf guy there inside the front. All right. On Christmas Eve, many years ago, I lay quietly in my bed. I did not rustle the sheets. I breathed slowly and silently. I was listening for a sound a friend had told me I'd never hear the ringing bells of Santa's sleigh. There is no Santa, my friend insisted, but I knew he was wrong. Later that night, I did hear sounds, though not of ringing bells. It came from outside, sounds of hissing steam and squeaking metal. I looked through my window and saw a train standing perfectly still in front of my house. Big old train right there in the street. Look at that. It was wrapped in an apron of steam. Snowflakes fell lightly around it. A conductor stood at the open door of one of the cars. He took a large pocket watch from his vest, then looked up at my window. I put on my slippers and robe. I tiptoed downstairs and out the door. All aboard! The conductor cried out. I ran up to him. Well, he said, are you coming? Where? I asked. Why, to the North Pole, of course, was his answer. This is the Polar Express. I took his outstretched hand and he pulled me aboard. Look at that, look at that. Hot chocolate for everybody. The train was filled with other children, all in their pajamas and nightgowns. We sang Christmas carols and ate candies with nougat centers as wide as snow. We drank hot chocolate as thick and rich as melted chocolate bars. Outside, the lights of towns and villages flickered in the distance as the Polar Express raced northward. Oh, there's some wolfies again. Soon there were no more lights to be seen. We traveled through cold, dark forests where lean wolves roamed and white-tailed rabbits hid from our train as it thundered through the quiet wilderness. We climbed mountains so high it seemed as if we would scrape the moon, but the Polar Express never slowed down. Faster and faster we ran along, rolling over peaks and through valleys like a car on a roller coaster. The mountains turned into hills, the hills to snow-covered plains. We crossed a barren desert of ice, the great polar ice cap. Lights appeared in the distance. They looked like the lights of a strange ocean liner sailing in a frozen sea. There, said the conductor, is the North Pole. The North Pole. It was a large city standing alone at the top of the world, filled with factories where every Christmas toy was made. At first, we saw no elves. They're gathering at the center of the city, the conductor told us. That is where Santa will give the first gift of Christmas. Who receives the first gift? We all asked. The conductor answers, he will choose one of you. Look, shouted the children, the elves! Outside, we saw hundreds of elves as our train flew closer to the center of the North Pole. We slowed to a crawl, so crowded were the streets with Santa's helpers. When the Polar Express could go no further, we stopped and the conductor let us outside. Can you guys see all of the little elves playing in the streets down here? Look, the big man himself and his helpers, and that's a really big bag of toys there. We pressed through the crowd to the edge of a large open circle. In front of us stood Santa's sleigh. The reindeer were excited. They pranced and paced, ringing the silver bells that hung from their harnesses. It was a magical sound like nothing I'd ever heard. Across the circle, the elves moved apart and Santa Claus appeared. The elves cheered wildly. He marched over to us and pointed to me and said, "Let's have this fellow here." He jumped into his sleigh. The conductor handed me up. I sat on Santa's knee and he asked, "Now, what would you like for Christmas?" I knew that I could have any gift I could imagine, but the thing I wanted most for Christmas was not inside Santa's bag. What I wanted more than anything was one silver bell from Santa's sleigh. When I asked, Santa smiled. Then he gave me a hug and told an elf to cut a bell from the reindeer's harness. The elf tossed it up to Santa. He stood, holding the bell high above him, and called out, "The first gift of Christmas!" A clock struck midnight as the elves roared their approval. Santa handed the bell to me, and I put it in my bathrobe pocket. The conductor helped me down from the sleigh. Santa shouted out the reindeers' names and cracked his whip. His team charged forward and climbed into the air. Santa circled above us, then disappeared in the cold, dark polar sky. As soon as we were back inside the Polar Express, the other children asked to see the bell. I reached into my pocket, but the only thing I felt was a hole. I had lost the silver bell from Santa Claus's sleigh. "Let's hurry outside and look for it," one of the children said. But the train gave a sudden lurch and we started moving. We were on our way home. Look how sad he looks. It broke my heart to lose the bell. When the train reached my house, I sadly left the other children. I stood at my doorway and waved goodbye. The conductor said something from the moving train, but I couldn't hear him. "What?" I yelled out. He cupped his hands around his mouth. "Merry Christmas!" he shouted. The Polar Express let out a loud blast from its whistle and sped away. On Christmas morning, my little sister Sarah and I opened our presents. When it looked as if everything had been unwrapped, Sarah found one last small box behind the tree. It had my name on it. Inside it was the silver bell. There was a note. "Found this on the seat of my sleigh. Fix that hole in your pocket." Signed, Mr. C. I shook the bell. It made the most beautiful sound my sister and I had ever heard. But my mother said, "Oh, that's too bad." "Yes," said my father, "it's broken." When I'd shaken the bell, my parents had not heard the sound. At one time, most of my friends could hear the bell, but as years passed, it fell silent for all of them. Even Sarah found one Christmas that she could no longer hear its sweet sound. Though I've grown old, the bell still rings for me, as it does for all who truly believe. The end. What do you guys think?
I like that book.
You like the book? We're gonna go watch the movie now. Yeah. We're gonna go watch the movie and spend some time together in the wonderful storm that has now reached us. I hope you all have a very Merry Christmas. Enjoy your families, stay safe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good night, guys.
That's nice.
Are you off?